This is going to sound a little wild, but I really do feel bad for Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, and Josh Hart. I don't feel bad because this trio was traded to New Orleans. I think New Orleans is a great place. I think the Pelicans have a bright future. And I think some of these players that got traded to the New Orleans Pelicans needed that trade. We all know Lonzo Ball got a breath of fresh air in New Orleans. He got away from the bright lights of LA. We know Brandon Ingram wasn't playing his best basketball alongside LeBron James. And Josh Hart, I think Josh Hart was going to be awesome and be Josh Hart basically anywhere. But before this trio was traded to the New Orleans Pelicans, they showed mad promise in LA, only to be advertised as trade bait practically the entire time LeBron James was there. Things got so bad at one point, it felt like LeBron had kind of alienated the young players on the roster. Things were so bad, Brandon Ingram was hearing LeBron is going to trade you chants during games.
High game for the Lakers at Golden State was 9 for 21 from the field. Previous 4 before that. Remember when he was on that?
At one point, they were chanting, "LeBron's going to trade you." At you, did you hear that? And does that touch a nerve at all? Just given kind of the closest between, or the connection between LeBron and Anthony Davis. Does that touch a nerve, or is that just fans?
Yeah, I heard it. I've still made free throws. I mean, I've been through and heard worse. It is what it is.
And while Brandon Ingram handled these chants like a boss, if they were directed at me, yes, I would feel some type of way. The craziest thing about these chants is that they were right. Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Josh Hart all got traded to the New Orleans Pelicans, and somehow Kyle Kuzma got to stay, which if you ask me is still kind of wild. I'm not saying Kuzma's a bad player at all. He was doing pretty good, so yeah, I was pretty shocked that he wasn't included in a package for AD. And to be honest with you, it feels like nothing short of a miracle that Kuzma is still in LA. This guy has been in trade rumor after trade rumor. He even had his trainer call out LeBron James. I'm not making this up. This actually happened, and even that wasn't enough to get Kuzma traded. Throughout the course of LeBron's career, I think it's safe to say he's rubbed some people the wrong way. Let's just go out on a limb and say Brandon Ingram is one of them. This video, we have to talk about the comments that Brandon Ingram made. But before we go any further, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You will not want to miss another Get Like Coop video. And that's facts. If you guys are enjoying my content, the chances are you'll enjoy my streams. The link to my stream is going to be in the description below. You'll also find the link to my football channel in that same description. If you like football, I strongly advise you to check that channel out. All right, guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, how savage was Kyrie Irving saying this?
Kuzma all on the floor for the Lakers. Irving, the only starter on the floor right now, at second, and so we will have.
Naturally, this wouldn't be the only time that Kyrie has thrown shade LeBron's way. Kyrie would be asked who would take the final shot between him and Kevin Durant if there were 10 seconds left and the clock was winding down. This was Kyrie Irving's answer.
Depends on who's hot. I don't see it as anything other than that. Like 1-3 pick and roll, or it's an ISO for either one of us, or it's something great for our team. One thing I've always been comfortable with is, I felt like I was the best option on every team I played for, down the stretch. This is the first time in my career where I could look down and be like, that can make that shot too.
If you're LeBron James, that's a tough answer, because LeBron's one of the best players to play the game. This narrative that LeBron isn't clutch, I don't really agree with it. If you agree with it, comment why you think that down below. Kyrie and Bron really break my heart, because I thought this was a duo that complemented each other so well when they really wanted to. Prime Bron, young Kyrie, this was must-see basketball. Anyways, the reason I brought up this whole thing is because it's relevant to the situation I'm about to present to you guys. You can make an argument that Kyrie didn't mean to throw any shade LeBron James' way with his comments. You can make an argument he was just praising Kevin Durant. You could make that same argument for Brandon Ingram in the situation that I'm about to present to you guys. Yesterday, Brandon Ingram was asked what it was like for him and Zion to be all-stars in alternating seasons and be on the same team. B.I. said, "I've never played with a player as talented as me. He's a generational player." When I first heard these comments, when I first read these comments, I thought they were fake. Because obviously, LeBron James and Brandon Ingram have played basketball together, and as much as I love Zion Williamson, as great of a year that Zion is having, he's not better than LeBron James. So just like you guys, when I heard this, I was like, I need proof. And then I found proof.
I've never played with a player as talented as me. And he's a generational talent where you don't know what you're going to get from him every single night. This is going to be something different. It's going to be something exciting.
In the comments below, I want you guys to let me know if you feel like this was B.I. taking a shot at LeBron James, or was this B.I. just showing Zion Williamson a ton of love? Because honestly, this could go either way. B.I. knows that Zion has been having a phenomenal season. Feels like every game, Zion's getting better and better and better, but he's not getting the love that he deserves. A lot of people felt like Zion Williamson should not have been an all-star this season, and to me, that's ridiculous, because Zion Williamson has been one of the most dominant players in the league. I know the record of the Pelicans might not reflect that, but over the past month, the Pelicans have the best offensive rating in the NBA. And look, I'll be the first to tell you that there are many different factors that play into the Pelicans having the best offense in the league this past month. But hands down, there's no factor bigger than Zion Williamson. When it comes to B.I., if this was a shot at LeBron, emphasis on if, I'm not going to say he was right in any way, shape, or form, but I will say that I understand his frustration. Not that I necessarily agree with it or it's the right thing to do, but I understand why he would be frustrated. The way I view this whole situation is that if B.I. really was frustrated with LeBron James, there's better ways to throw shade, but there's also better ways to deal with this frustration. Because claiming Zion is the best player you've ever played with is a flat out lie. And that's what really leads me to believe that I'm not sure B.I. said what he said to downplay LeBron or to insult LeBron, to shade LeBron, whatever. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to agree that Zion is the best player that Brandon Ingram has played with. I do agree that Zion is a generational talent, but being the best player that B.I.'s ever played with is a major stretch. Unless B.I. has completely blocked out his Laker days, which would make this whole thing make sense. Look, I've been trying to give Brandon Ingram the benefit of the doubt, but at the end of the day, he said what he said. I'm going to let you guys make of it what you will. Again, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm Get Like Coop bringing you guys the scoop until our next upload.